Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the party. I am so glad you're here. I didn't know what I will do without you. Give me just a sec. There we go. Today is Wednesday, and every Wednesday, as you know, we have a bunch of learning to do. So on Wednesdays, I do a segment called Learning with Platform for Fun. That's not how it's called. But what we do here is we try to learn different things depending on what I'm trying to tackle at that very moment. Currently, what I'm trying to tackle is C++. So what I want to do is learn C++ very well. I know some of it, maybe just a little bit. Enough to teach you the basics, I guess. And my hope as we go through this, as I'm learning through it, you, my dear, sweet, innocent and wonderful viewer, you will learn something as well, and will be able to do awesome programming shit together. Alright, that being said, I do have a plan. I'm not just doing it willy-nilly. Right, so first of all, step one is to learn the syntax. Every programming language has a syntax, and we're gonna learn it on W Free School. W Free School, if you don't know, is a free resource you can use to learn many different kinds of things. They even have certifications. Then after we do this for C++, we're gonna go on over to step 2, which is projects at exosystem.org. And Exosystem has many projects you can do to develop your knowledge. Essentially, oh gosh darn it. Essentially, by the way, this is not sponsored content in any way. In no way, I mean. They did not pay me. I just found it and I thought it looked cool and I wanted to try it, and they have a lot of stuff you can do here. So the best way to learn programming is to actually do it by practicing. In practice, do as much as you projects as you can, and with each and every project you will build a better understanding how to make programs, essentially. Of course, okay, here's the thing about this is true about anything that you want to learn. There are only a couple of things that you need to know about learning. First of all, whatever it is you learn, you need some sort of feedback. Right? So you learn something, you try it, that's the second thing. Then you get feedback, then you adjust, and then you repeat the process, and that's how you learn anything, really. So the most important thing is feedback, and that is very hard to get, because if you're just self-taught, or you're only doing this by yourself and there's no one around, no one from a side point of view, like from a third person point of view, if there's nobody that can actually check what you're doing and help you adjust, well then you'll do a lot of mistakes, and you especially if you're self-taught, you might do some mistakes that will be habitable, they're gonna become habits, and those mistakes will keep following you over and over again. So the best thing is to have a very good instructor that understands how it's supposed to be done and can teach you right away. If not, then you will learn some bad habits, and what happens when you have a bunch of bad habits? You need to break them in order to get good ones. And breaking a habit is way harder than starting new habits. Starting new habits is very hard, but if you're building a habit for the first time in such a niche, it's gonna be easier for you to build the habit than to break the habit and then relearn everything. So I don't think that the best way is self-taught. To learn anything is self-taught, but I do prefer it because I have issues. Anyway, the point is that the best way, I believe, is to learn programming is by doing projects, and this just helps you to do. Hey Wei, how are you, buddy? I had a very productive day. Yes indeed, until I got home, I ate something and I I fell like for an hour and two. My stomach just went on rampage. My stomach was like, I'm a little monster, and I didn't took a shit, but it was not nice. Anyway, I'm better now. Thank you for asking. And how was your day? Did you do something exciting today? Although where you're from, it's just an early morning, so I'm just letting you know that today is gonna be fucking awesome. You're gonna do great. All your dreams will come true somehow. Bunch of supermodels will knock at your door today, and they will say you're the best thing that has ever happened in their lives for some reason. Anytime, man. Anytime. Right, so okay, I'm gonna get back to the recap. So we're gonna do exorcism. With exorcism, we're gonna do a bunch of projects, and after we're done with exorcism, the third step is we're gonna head on to Codecrafters to do a bunch of challenges, and there's a lot of challenges. I say these every single time I start to stream, and I'm wondering if it's really useful. And once we're finished with all of that, we're gonna head on to Hacker Rank, and we're gonna test our knowledge, essentially. Hacker Ranks have a lot of ways to test your knowledge. After we do all of that, I will be able to confidently say that finally I know C++. This is probably the entire plan is a complete overkill on so many levels, but it's what I want to do. And after we're finished with all of that, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna learn how to build a game engine. So it should be a very exciting journey, which based on the speed I'm heading with, I would assume it's gonna take maybe a couple of years. Hopefully faster, because goddamn. Thanks, bud. Of course I will. There is not a doubt in my mind. So let's continue. So last time we finished with strings, and today we're gonna start with my favorite topic, maths. Actually, this is one of the things that I don't really know much about, the library that has to do with math. But to be fair, there's not a lot of things. And where did the sound go? I kind of enjoyed the lo-fi theme of it all. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. It's kind of relaxing. It's chill. So, right, where was I? Right, max and min. Then there's max, which I'm betting gives to get the highest value of x and y. So it would give a 10, I'm guessing. Yeah. It kind of seems pointless unless you can put more variables here. Like 50, 40, 100. Can you do that? Nope, you cannot do that. It can only give you 2 variables. Well, that's just dumb. What's the point? Well, I guess I can see a point if you have a changing variable here and here, and you need to know every single time which variable is bigger or a bigger of the two, then it makes sense. If they are constantly changing, that would be an issue, a challenge. Not an issue, but a challenge. Same with min. But besides that, I don't really understand what's the... Well, some useful things to do. Ooh, well, this is very interesting. We can do... There's... CMath library has square root, has round, which rounds a number, has log, which is natural logarithm. This is the only thing of maths that I know nothing about. This and matrices and so on and so forth. So I really need, I'm kind of behind with my math. I'm not gonna do it on stream because I'm already streaming way too much. But I am learning little by little, and the math. Besides, nobody wants to watch me learn math on stream. Well, actually, maybe high school students. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. No, that is too much. Like, I want to make games, not calculate how long it took Jeff to go from point A to point B if his shoes are red and his aunt had just made a pie or something like that. Yeah, well, I get it. I used to, you know what lesson was my favorite when I went to high school? My favorite lesson was math, actually. But the reason is because high school math is very easy to do, and I would be very ahead of everybody